Another day of putting up Christmas lights. I think I might be on day 5, maybe day 6, but I have my Tru-Tones around my garage, and I've always wanted to put lights up top, but it's just too high. When I have lights up here, as you can see, it looks pretty empty in the night. I'm going to see if maybe I can just put some lights around the window. Never done anything up there. I have one little candle, and because it's supposed to rain today, I'm going to try to figure out a way to put lights on the inside and see how it looks. I thought about putting lights up and down the side, but I had never got around to that. Today, hopefully, I can go from this to this. And that's me hoping I did something that was worthwhile to edit in there to make it look cool. Let's go put it together and see what we can come up with. So here's my cool tree outside, and now I'm inside, and I have a couple inches all the way around my window. My thought is that I'm going to take a piece of wood and I'm going to build a frame to go all the way around the window, and then I can put my strings of lights on the inside of the wood, maybe glue it on. And then I could have a frame that I can take out, because I don't want to glue anything to the inside of my window and ruin the paint or the windowsill. So I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use my 9-inch spacing bulbs that I have, or I can take my wire and I can individually add each bulb to the wire and I can glue it on and have them at the spacing I want. So I'll have to figure that out, but it would be easier just to use wire that's pre-made and then cut it to size. Looks like I'll do a 3-inch wide board all the way around the window. Because I'm going to do a 1/2-inch board on the bottom and all the way around, I'll have to cut off in 1/2 inch. On second thought, I have a new plan. I might just be able to use a 2x4 because I didn't realize I would have to lift the bulb up high enough to be seen outside the window. So my first plan was just to have a 1-inch board, and then this is my test strip that I just have created. And I built this for different things, but I have my bulb, and if I just have it sitting on here, you wouldn't actually be able to see it from outside, and if I only put it on a 1-inch board, it still might be hard to see. A 2x4 is actually going to work better. I still have to trim it down a little bit to make it a 3-inch so that it'll fit, because it still kind of sticks out over there, and that's just me wanting it to look somewhat nice so that my wife is still happy. Then I'm going to fill her office with lights. But I'm going to put it on here, and that way people outside can actually see it better than if I did it my original way, which would have been down here. So this actually makes it easier for me. I don't have to trim these boards as much. I can just cut them mostly to length. So I can either use my pre-made wire, or I can use this wire and I can put them at the spaces that I want. So maybe I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bulbs around the bottom, which will be a little bit closer together and have it perfectly even around the window. But right now I'm going to cut this wood and put this together and make it fit. Now I'm going to take my boards and put some pocket holes so I can screw it together. Gives me a chance to use some of these tools I haven't used in a while, which is always kind of fun. So basically I'm going to set it to 1.5 inches because that's the depth of my board. Then I set this screw piece and it'll make a hole that is 1.5 inches. Put this here, I'm going to set it in and set this so that it makes the hole that is the right depth. And once my hole is the right depth, it's real simple, and I can just drill holes, and then I have screws that are the length and they'll fit in there just to be perfect. And it makes really nice pieces, or connects boards really well. This isn't going to be very load bearing, so it doesn't have to be exactly perfect with my screws. I'm using 2.5-inch screws, but basically I just take my wood, I'm going to put it in here, and I'll put my long screws into here, and I can screw them right into this angle, and it'll make a nice strong connection. I'll put some glue in there and I'll put it together. It doesn't really need a lot of glue. I just kind of do it out of habit. Just kind of holds it in place, but the screws do all of the work. Here we have our outline for the window, so let's go upstairs and hope it fits, because sometimes I'm still an amateur at this and it doesn't. I can put my lights around the edge and I'll put them on. I think I might make my own wires because it might be kind of fun. I haven't really done it as much as I wanted to. So I'm going to take wire and I'm going to individually put each bulb where I want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where these things on the windows are, so that my bulbs are not behind it. So here I have some SPT1 wire that I'm going to put around the wood, just like this. I have a wire that I already made. So this is a male end for SPT1, and I put it on the end here, and then I have another female end here that I put on the end. So this wire, the small prong is the hot prong, and that's connected to the side of the wire that is smooth. So what I have here is I have C9 bulb holders that I can put on this wire anywhere that I want. And I have pliers that will compress it to the right spot, and then it'll push it in there and it'll be set. So there's two little sharp pieces that will pierce this wire when I put it in so that it will work. What I want to do is I want the hot part of the wire, or the hot part of the socket, to be the socket that's in the bottom, so that less chance that I can touch that to electrocute myself. So what I'm going to find is the bottom has this part that is on this side, and I want the hot one, which is the smaller side, the smooth wire that I have it here. I want to make sure that this prong on the bottom cuts into the smooth side of the wire. So my smooth one, there's a smooth side and there's a rivet side, and the smooth side is going to have to go right here so that it will cut into the small side, so the power comes from the bottom. And then I'll take this and I will put it on nice and tight, and then that bulb will be right where I want. So I'm gonna go around my window right here, and I'm going to find where the black spot is on the inside, and I'm gonna make sure that I don't put a light there. I've got 20 light sockets. I put 6 on the side, 1 between into each window frame, and then 2 in the middle, and then 2 more at the top, and then I'll do 3 around each side on the top and bottom, and we'll see how that looks. I'm gonna start at the end, and I'm going to put them on. So let's start with this piece. So we're going to find the sharp one right there, and it's going to go into the smooth side, the bottom. So here's the bottom. I want to pierce, and I want it going this way, like here, into the smooth rivet side with ribs, smooth side. There's that. And we're just going to put that right there. So I know, and I want to make sure it's facing up that way. And once you do the first one, all the rest will be the same, so it'll be pretty easy. And then this clips in here. It's going to go right there. Now I'll use this right there, push it tight, and boom, I made a socket for my light. Now I'm going to put all of these on exactly where I want them and glue them around as I go around the circle. I have the first side done, so I have all of these glued in. They're all facing the same way, so I know I have them the right direction. Now I'm going to go up the side, and because I'm putting my own, I can have a little bit extra space between these 2 sockets, and it'll work. All done putting our sockets on, time to add some lights, and hopefully it all works. Let's see what it looks like. Start putting some Tru-Tone bulbs in here. We're just gonna do an order with orange, green, They all worked. That's exciting. So these are all LED bulbs. Now, if we put a few incandescent twinkle bulbs, let's see what we can get. So here's orange. Let's see if I have any. Here's a blue. This one's a little faded, so let's put that in. I'll be honest, some of my jewel tone ones did fade a little bit last year. There we go. Here's magenta, I think. This will look good upstairs in the window. Here we are in the completely dark garage, and I have my LED Tru-Tone bulbs mixed in with my incandescent twinkle bulbs. And we're gonna take this upstairs and we're gonna put it in the window and hope it looks good from the street. I have my LED flickering candle in the middle, and I have my lights all around the edge. And there we go. So with 19 Tru-Tone bulbs running full time, I have 9.6 watts. So this is absolutely insane. It just doesn't run any power, which is why I can just keep adding more and more lights every day. And I keep adding more and more lights every day, which is also why I just love it. That's the amount of power, not much. And this is a whole different circuit because this is inside. I have about 19 watts, and that's with 4 of them that are incandescent twinkle bulbs.